the podcast Wake Up Humans with Steve Judson.
Hey, this is Dr. Steven Judson, and today we want to talk about no matter what we decide we're going to do when we're trying to make a decision. I don't care if it's going to buy a car, go to a meeting, go for an interview, whatever it is. A lot of times people ask me when I'm going to speak somewhere, how do I know what I'm going to talk about? And a lot of that depends on the energy of the group and who's in the crowd. And a lot of times I figure that out, usually halfway through a conference when I sit in the back of the room and I'm watching people move, I'm watching their energy, I'm seeing their posture and reactions to the speakers before. And ultimately it comes down to an hour before I go up is really what's my ultimate outcome? What is the result we're trying to create? We're trying to walk away with. We can't be fully attached to it because we're not really responsible for how everyone's reaction is going to be. But at the end of the day, what's the message? What's the ultimate outcome that we're looking for? And the preparation that goes into it daily, every day waking up, because people will say, how much preparation you put in. There's preparation every single day just to live a good life, to live your dream, whatever that is. And every day I wake up and what's my outcome of the day is to be better than I was yesterday, to make better choices, to do things at a higher level that's going to make me better tomorrow. And in the past, that has brought stress upon me because it was always shooting for something, working for something, and it just kind of wears you down over time because you feel like you're getting no rest. And that's why I start off with a state of gratitude now, just to get in state to be thankful for everything that we've been blessed with, that all the hard work over the years has really blessed us with, that we're able to really sit back and be grateful. And when you come from that state of mind, no matter what interaction we go into, and you sit down and you say, what's my ultimate outcome here? What I'm looking to achieve? It gives you better direction when it's time to start making your decisions. And as we start kicking into the old New Year's resolution this time of year, people are going to start wanting to do a lot of the goals that they wrote down last year, which they never achieved. They're going to rewrite them. And the reason they didn't achieve them is because they didn't really have an outcome. They didn't have enough of a reason to drive them to accomplish that quote-unquote goal, to reach a vision that was going to give them an outcome of being a better version of themselves, a better person that's going to add value to their life somewhere. So when we sit down and we say, well, how can I become more proactive? It's really leveraging our own emotions that when we know our outcome, we then have to ask ourselves, why do I want that outcome? What's my primary purpose? The reason why I want to reach that outcome. And if the why is big enough, you're not just going to write something down on a piece of paper and not work really hard to get there. Because if the outcome is big enough and we could get into a state of how that's going to make us feel when we accomplish that outcome, that goal, and our vision is laser focused, we will do whatever we need to do. We will make sacrifices in order to achieve that goal. It could be losing weight, saving money, paying off debt, whatever it is. If you start off with the end in mind and a big reason why that'll give you satisfaction, why that's going to add value to your life and other people's lives around you, you then could take the next major step, which is creating an action plan. Massive action. That's going to help you reach that goal, that outcome that you set forth to do. No ship goes to sea without knowing where it's ending up. And then it takes a crew to direct it in the right direction that it may take 12 hours, but it's going to end up at its final destination, no matter how rough the seas get. So no matter what we're deciding that we're going to now embark on as a New Year's resolution, let's just not make it another new year that something gets written down on paper and doesn't get achieved. And I speak from experience. I've done this my entire life where I start writing out goals, and they tend to be the same things. Some are just loftier than others, but there's always those couple things in there that are repetitive, which means I didn't achieve them the year before. They got blown off. I kind of ignored them because I knew my heart wasn't into that goal, that outcome 100%. And the reason was my why wasn't big enough. So when you sit down and get into a state of gratitude and grateful for where you are in life, for everything you have, no matter how bad you think it is, we always know there's someone out there having a tougher time. And when we can sit down and then write out a goal, a vision, and set up a program of achieving something that we've always wanted to do, When we could get in a state of feeling what it's like to accomplish that, what that's going to feel like in our heart, what our posture is going to feel like, what our physiology is going to feel like, we're going to do whatever we need to do. We're going to bring into our life who's going to help us reach that goal, that ultimate outcome. And now we're going to put out massive action steps. And we're going to put out a system of what it needs to happen in order to accomplish that goal, that outcome that we're desiring. Because how do we want to get to the next level? And what does the next level mean to us? And when we start living our life's purpose, and we start living a life of purpose, and we start seeking a better outcome in life, we tend to have less stress. With less stress, we're happier, healthier. We feel better about ourselves. Our relationships are stronger. And then we're just more grateful for what we have. And when we get into this state, we start realizing that this love that we have inside of us, that God has given us, we can appreciate it a lot more because we're not being distracted. You see, when we're under a lot of stress, we just tend to get distracted very easily. How can you be ultimately happy? How can you be focused on the outcome when we're just in a survival mode? And the greatest outcome that we can have is how can we contribute to other people's lives, to serve and give other people more value, whether it's your children, your spouse, your employees, your coworkers, people around you on a daily activity. Are you that person when you walk into a room, they smile and they're appreciating your presence and who you are, or are they just like, oh boy, here comes this person? And that's the honest gut check that we have to ask ourselves, because your environment's not going to lie to you, because you're creating the environment. So when we start getting deeper within the journey and we start really soul searching and looking at ourselves and how can we make ourselves better and adding more value to other people's lives, we always have to start to a place, how can I add more value to my life? How can I make myself a better person? How can I serve at a higher level so I can serve others? And that feeling of not having enough rest is actually you become very rested, very gifted with space to chill and appreciate. And you're not always trying to make yourself better. You just become better. You get into a better state. And the people around us are adding value to your life because you're attracting people that are resonating at a higher level that want to be better in life and want to be healthier and happier and more abundant and clearer. And when we start attracting that into our space and we start hanging out with people like that, we start opening doors in our life that we never imagined. And you start creating more abundance and greater outcomes. And you get around people who create greater outcomes and they start giving you ideas and feeding into your spirit, your vision, your goals for life and how you can be a better person and challenge yourself on a healthy, natural level. Your life just becomes simply better. So what's your outcome? What are you looking for in life? Have you written it down? I always tell people, get a yellow legal pad and just write it down. What do I want? And then what do I need? Because sometimes our wants are really not what we need. And when we start with a space of what do I really need right now in order to make my life better, now you can develop a more outlined outcome. And it actually makes the resolution, the things we tend to be gifted with in the new year, the goals become more purposeful, insightful, and now you can have laser focus when it's time to take massive action to make those things happen. And ultimately, for me, it came down to how can I serve and add value to more people's lives around me? How can I do that? It's the question that I wake up every day and I've written on my wall. How can I serve and add value to more people's lives? Because I know it fills my cup, gives me significance, makes me feel good about myself. It's utilizing my energy in a positive manner to help to reach people, to help them to find their purpose in life, to be more fulfilled, happier, healthier households, relationships with their spouses and children, their colleagues at work. And in order for that to happen, I have to make sure that my backyard is clean. My household is functioning properly. I'm not living a lie. Because if that's going to be the outcome, I can't live a lie, because liars get exposed. Liars get sick. Liars break down, they get run down, they're exhausted, they can't withstand the lie anymore. So when the ultimate outcome becomes to increase my relationships with my own children, my spouse, to get debt-free, to live a clean lifestyle, to wake up in gratitude, to wake up early and see my day, to see my week, to see my month, to see my year, to see my 5 years, to see my 10 years, That's when we sit down and we create the action steps and we write things out. And that's one of the things we'll be doing at the office in a couple of weeks is we'll be doing a Wake Up Humans event where we'll do some vision casting and goal setting and creating action steps and deadlines and things to help people create accountability to loft themselves to a next level because it works. And when you surround yourself with people who are like-minded who are going to create accountability, you're not going to wake up and slack. You're going to get up early and you're going to make things happen because the outcome really means something at that moment in time. It's not just words on a piece of paper. It's not just an action step you do for a week, but it's a vision that you're able to broadcast and lift yourself up with. So one of the things you want to think about is surrounding yourself with 2, 3, 4, 5 people that are looking to be better. And one of the honest things you got to ask yourself is if you're the most successful, smartest person in your circle, you got to expand that circle. You need someone who's resonating at a higher level that can show you a way that you never imagined. I was just in Canada speaking at a conference, and it's amazing to get around incredible people that are resonating at a high level, doing things on a big level. And a gentleman got up there and started jamming, and I'm like, I got to meet this guy. This guy's doing big things. He's doing things that I've made a vision for as an outcome I want, and he's there. He's doing it. And I happen to be in the right place at the right time that now we could connect. I can ask him how you did it. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We can ask how he's doing it, how's he resonating, what are his action steps, what are the things he's doing on a daily basis to help him achieve these outcomes that I want, that we're going to create. Because it's a need to fulfill this because we know it's going to help make other people's lives better. It's going to help us serve people on a higher level and add more value to people's lives. And that's the world I live in. That's where we resonate. So you want to have certainty for yourself is where does your life resonate? What's your primary purpose in life and how you're going to make it happen? And it all starts with how's your outcome. And here's an exercise you do. If someone tells you they want to have a conversation with you or you want to go into a meeting or you're just going to go over a friend's house, in the back of your mind say, what's my outcome of this trip, this conversation that I'm about to embark on? What do I want to walk away with and what do I want to leave behind that's going to add value to their life? And think about it before you go into the situation. And then think about how you're going to make that happen. Whether it's a sentence that's going to create a conversation that's going to add abundance to that person's life or create a space of healing in your relationship or just some happiness and general laughter that's going to make it a joy that you actually got together. It's a simple exercise. By walking in and saying, what's the outcome of this interaction? And how can I make it better? And how can I serve this space better? So moving forward over the next couple of weeks, we're going to want to go through some action steps of thinking, creating a space, finding a purpose, and having a system of creating massive action so that when we wake up St. Patrick's Day, we're a different person. We're resonating at a different level. Whether it's losing weight, paying off debt, writing a book, whatever it is, we're going to get the action steps. I got a note from my friend today that his book actually has gone to publishing. And we've been talking about him writing a book for many years, and now it's happened because the words became a vision, became a goal, it became the ultimate outcome, and then he took massive action, and it's happening. And it's as simple as that, man. Whatever you set your mind to, you can accomplish it, but you got to put the work in, and you've got to have the direction you're going in writing and the massive action you can take every single day to get there. So I appreciate you listening to this. We look forward to doing more action steps over the next couple weeks. Keep the comments coming. If you go ahead in the link and there's a way to contact us. People are giving us questions and ideas and things they want to discuss here, which is amazing. And we're going to be doing more interviews. Stay tuned for our first interview coming out shortly. Maybe it'll be out before this one with Dr. Peter Amiger. It was absolutely an amazing experience. We love and appreciate you and have a rocking day. Be blessed.
You've been listening to Wake Up Humans with Steve Judson. To get Steve's books, Wake Up Humans and Atlas Adjusted, just visit Amazon. The Wake Up Humans podcast is a copyright of Steve Judson. Be sure to look up other episodes. Wake Up Humans will educate, inspire, and bring you clarity. Thanks for listening to Wake Up Humans with Steve Judson. Visit wakeuphumans.org.